everybody, welcome back to Cursive Writing with Miss Johnson. Today we're going to do cursive lesson number 2, T, S, and U. So I'm going to do like I did last time, where I'm going to practice writing the letters, teaching you how to write the letters, and then we'll do some blending words. We'll do some with T, S, and U, and we'll even go back and do some W, E, and I, just to make some real words this time, since we have more letters. So let's get started. I'm going to do the same thing that I do all the time, where I'm going to do bottom, top, and middle line, just to kind of show you where I'm working with here. T is very similar to how T looks right now. It's also very similar to I. So when I make the T, I'm going to start at the bottom, go all the way up to the top, and just come right back down and cross the T. Notice how the lines are touching, so there's no loop, and I'm not going to pick up my pen to cross the T until I'm all the way done writing the letter or the word. So again, just going to go up and down, cross the T. Up and down, cross the T. So this one's pretty easy, really similar to I, so this one should be good. All right, now I'm going to get into S. All right, well, S is a lot harder, so it's going to go at, it's going to start at the bottom, and it's going to go up to the midway line. You're going to curve up, and then you're going to do this kind of a round thing where you're going to go almost touch the bottom of the line. You're going to try and touch your initial line, and then you're going to curve back up and continue on. So this one is probably the most difficult, so I'm just going to do it a couple of times, and I just want you to watch where I'm going. Starting at the bottom, going midway, kind of doing this around, and then just going to follow it back up and go like this. So I'm probably going to do S 2 times, just so you can start kind of getting the idea. So this one's going to take just a lot of practice, just because of how different and challenging it is. So I'm going to start at the bottom, halfway up, go around, hit my initial line, follow it up, and then continue on. So just keep watching, and then I'll give you some time to practice the S. If you draw one that's really, really good, like let's say I really like this one, what you can do is go back over and trace it a couple of times just to kind of get the hand motion going. It's kind of one that you just need to learn by practicing, and if you want to just go practice over all of yours, it doesn't have to be perfect. Notice how mine isn't perfect. Just practicing that motion can definitely really help. It's kind of what we call muscle memory. The more you do something, the better your muscles will have to remember it, and then it'll kind of be very second nature for you to do. So I'm just going to go back over them if I've done some really good ones and just practice that S. Luckily, our last one that we're going to be working with is U. U is pretty easy. Think back to W, very similar to U. You're going to start at the bottom, you're going to do the W, and that's it. So typically with the W, you do that little curve thing right here. We're not going to do that for U. This is what's going to distinguish U from W. On this line right here is when we're going to go and connect it to other letters. But let's just practice doing the U a couple of times, and then we'll start blending some words together. Okay, now let's start doing some words together. I'm going to use T, S, and U to kind of start, and then we'll move on and make some real words. So let's go with a T and an S. We'll start with a really easy one and then go into the more challenging one. So T, start at the bottom all the way up, down. Now we're going to go into the S. So this is where my S starts. I'm going to go up to the halfway point, curve down, and go like this. Once I'm done, I will cross my T. So again, I forgot to draw my lines here. Sorry about that. There are my lines. Okay, so top, bottom, middle. Again, you can see the difference between the top line and the middle line. T goes all the way up. S goes to that midway line, like U and W and I and things like that. So for TS, again, what we're going to do is we're going to go a T, and then our S is going to start. So you're going to go halfway up, do that kind of follow down, follow your line back up and up. Again, crossing my T at the very end. You're going to start here, go up, down, T, S, cross. And again, T, S, cross. One more time, T, S. And if you need to, because that S is tricky, go back and retrace. To get more practice. You can always go back and retrace. Unfortunately, if you're at home, you don't have a lot of cursive pages, but you can make your own. All right, let's do another one. We'll start with S this time and go S, U. So we're going to start with S, go right into the U. Okay? So that S, U, and S, U. One more time. All right, let's try another. We'll kind of do groupings of 3 letters now. Let's kind of combine all of them. We'll do T, U, S. So here's my T, U, and like I said, this U is now going to go into my S form. So I'm going to go S, like that, dot my T, or cross my T at the very end. T, U, S. So again, that kind of final line goes into my new word that I'm drawing. We'll do one more. T, U, S. All right, so the letters that we know so far how to write in cursive are W, E, and I. Now we know T, S, and U. Okay, so now W-E-S-T. Let's make the word west. So now we're actually building some words, which is awesome. So we're going to start at the bottom. W. Little curve. E. Make sure there's that loop. S is the hard one. T. Okay. W. E. S. T. And one more time. W. E. S. T. Okay, so notice how the W goes into the E, S, and then that T cross at the end. All right, another word we can make with these letters is the word sew. Like I am going to sew my clothes so they fit. So that's going to be S, E, W. Okay, so again, that S is really hard. S, E, W. Last one, S, E, W. Trying to get you to work on those S's as much as possible. Okay, another word that I actually see we can make with these letters is tissue. We're using a lot of tissues these days. So this one is going to be a double S. Double S is good to practice because it can be kind of challenging. So tissue, T, I, S, going in for another S, U goes right into the E. Dot my I and cross my T. Lots of really good practice there. We're going to do this one a couple of times. What I like about this word is it's nice and long, so now you can practice moving your hand as you're writing. So you're going to go T, I, S, S, U, E, dot, cross. We'll do this a couple more times actually. T, I, S, S, U, E, dot, cross. One more. Okay, we're going to practice a couple more words. Here's my top, bottom, and middle line. We're going to practice the word sit. S-I-T. And another one. S-I-T. S-I-T. Oops, that's not right. S-I-T. Notice how every single word we've done has the word S in it. S is a very common word, or a very common letter, excuse me. So we got to make sure we're getting it right. So that's why we're practicing it a bunch. There is set, which is going to be a little bit different. Like I'm going to set the table. Notice how the I is closed off together and it has a dot. Set looks like this. S, E with that loop. T is not looped like that. S, E looped, T, cross at the end. S, E, T, and S, E, T. All right, we're going to do one final word, which I think is a good word here. It is going to be your test. Top, bottom, middle. Test. This is your test. Can you write these letters in cursive? T, E, S, T. Ooh, we have a double T, so we're going to pick up our pen at the end and then cross both of the T's. T, E, S, T. And we'll do it one more time. T, E, S, T. Well, now you know how to write some words that we can use. Are there any other words that you can think of to use with those letters? Let me know. This is Ms. Johnson. Signing off. See you later.